sunrise, the sun had came up, and so it was an all-night ordeal for the freedom seekers and for the Quakers to try to stop the slave owners. Take back their slaves.
And here you'll see the maps, the driving tour. So if you just come to the park and look for this sign, you'll see the maps right next to it. This is a really sweet park. Christiana Creek is here. There's a pavilion with picnic tables and playground equipment. So bring a lunch and take the tour and enjoy. So, the 100 to 300 people and the slave catchers and the freedom seekers, of course there wasn't a road here then, it was a dirt road, but they started for Cassopolis. And they passed the Bonine House, but not the carriage house. The carriage house wasn't built till 1850. So you can imagine all these people walking down this road. It's dark and people are joining them. They're yelling at the slave catchers. Do you want to?
Okay, Reverend Stevens was forced to carry the baby that he had taken from the East Farm. And the crowd was cheering, saying, "Look at that dangerous little fugitive. Oh, you're such a brave man. You caught the most dangerous fugitive around." And now we're going to turn to the right and show you William Jones's home. Okay. So when Rube Stevens got out of the cabin and he ran to he ran to William Jones's home. William Jones hired a lot of African Americans to work on his farm, free blacks and freedom seekers, and he then he went after Rube Stevens told him what was going on. He went over to Stephen Bogue's home. So we're going to go from William Jones's home over to Stephen Bogue's home.
Okay, so we have Rube Stevens running to Quaker William Jones, and remember where Perry Sanford went? He went to Stephen Bogue's. So we're gonna show you Stephen Bogue's house.
Oh, okay. This is the Stephen Bogue home. This Stephen Bogue has helped many freedom seekers. The freedom seekers would hide in the attic of Stephen Bogue's home. The family story is that Hannah Bogue had a large spinning wheel, and when the freedom seekers were hidden up in the attic and the slave catchers would come, Hannah would get on her spinning wheel and spin it to let the freedom seekers know to stay quiet. And if the slave catchers would hear her creak, they would probably just think it was her and her spinning wheel. And this is the home where Perry Sanford ran to. The Perry Sanfords hid in the upstairs.
Perry was staying in a cabin in that field, and he went through the roof and ran over to here to warn Steve. And we'll take you in this house in a few minutes.
After they left the Odell Mill, the freedom seekers and the slave catchers, the Quakers and abolitionists made their way to the Cass County Courthouse, which is on this site. The original courthouse is no longer here, but this is where this amazing trial took place. The Cass County Commissioner was out of town. The Berrien County Commissioner came in. Ebenezer McIlvaine. Here's the kicker. He's an abolitionist and a conductor on the Underground Railroad. He adjourned the case for 3 days. And on the third day, he left blacks testify against their slave owners. And then he asked the Kentuckians to prove their case. They go, we got the 1793 fugitive slave law that says we have the right to come into free states and take back our property. We have ownership papers that says these are our slaves. It said we have the Kentucky State Constitution that says Kentucky's a slave state. McIlvaine goes, overruled! Your copy of your state constitution isn't certified. He sends the Kentuckians home empty-handed. The 9 freedom seekers are rushed over to Ishmael Lee's home here in Cassopolis, where there are other freedom seekers waiting. Zachariah Sugar wore a big white hat, and he was proud of his team of horses. He took those 40 freedom seekers from Cassopolis to Schoolcraft to Dr. Nathan and Pamela Thomas's home. From there, they would travel on to Battle Creek, to Rassa and Sarah Hussey's home. From there, they would go on into Detroit and cross the Detroit River into Canada. Some stayed in Michigan. Later on, the Kentuckians would try to sue in civil court in Detroit. Again, they were turned away empty-handed. But for some, the court cost was high, and they sold their property and left Michigan. In 1884, Perry Sanford, now living in Battle Creek, told his story to the Sunday Morning Call. And that's the story of the Kentucky slave ring.
And in 2005, the Michigan Bar Association put up this marker. It's a Michigan milestone and commemorating the Kentucky raid and the trial that happened here. And they said they wanted to recognize this raid and this trial because it hasn't been recognized in the past. So you can read this marker at the courthouse and learn all about it. This is the Cass County Local History Library. It's a Carnegie library built in, according to the Roman numerals, 1908. And it has a lot of Cass County history and Cass County families, and there's a big clipping file of the Underground Railroad. So stop in there. It's very, very interesting and beautiful. Well,
Hello, I'm standing in front of the mural painted down here in Cassopolis. It was painted by Ruth Andrews in 2010. It tells the story of the freedom seekers coming to Michigan. The first panel is them crossing the Ohio River. The second one shows Jack Graves breaking into the cabin. He has his shotgun. And it shows Reverend Stevens with the baby. And then it shows the Odell Mill, where they were the freedom seekers, the Quakers, abolitionists, slave catchers, all were at the Odell Mill in Vandalia. And then it shows the outcome of the court case at the Cassacus Courthouse, where blacks were allowed to testify against their slave owners. So come on down and see it.
And there is more information right in the front of the mural. It's really beautiful, and enjoy.
So when you come to see the mural downtown, on the outside of the fence, there's a yellow sign, and it talks about the Kentucky slave raid of 1847. It's by Vida Tucker Smith, one of our historians. So you can read about it here.